TomoNews presents Hamburgers.
Customer swallows screw found inside McDonald's hamburger. Employees at McDonald's in Japan seem to be screwing around on the job. That seems to be the only sensible explanation for why a customer recently ended up accidentally swallowing a screw in his hamburger. The unidentified man had ordered a hamburger from a local McDonald's, but halfway through his meal realized that something seemed a bit off. He'd definitely bitten something harder than your average cucumber. The customer decided to go to the hospital to check to see if anything was amiss. When he got an x-ray, doctors discovered a 3-inch screw inside the man's stomach. McDonald's has since offered a full-throated apology, a refund, and agreed to cover all of the man's hospital expenses. They've also carried out an examination of the local McDonald's, but no screws were found to be missing or broken. So McDonald's staff are baffled by how it got into the hamburger. Doesn't this whole thing sound a bit screwy to you?
A forgotten McDonald's hamburger remained largely unchanged after 14 years in the coat pocket of Utah-native David Whipple. Utah-native David Whipple purchased the burger back in 1999 before shoving it into his coat pocket. His wife discovered the coat in the back of his truck and brought it inside to their closet, where it remained for more than a decade. 14 years later, Mrs. Whipple discovered the coat and was shocked to find that, minus the pickle, the burger was still in remarkable shape, but she wasn't sure what the dill was, as the pickle had evaporated. Despite several offers to buy the burger, David said he would keep it around as a lesson to his children about healthy foods. Perhaps they will name it Patty.
British chef offers free human flesh burgers for Walking Dead fans. Go on, give that tasty human meat a try. No, not actual human meat. But if you were ever curious, British chef James Thomlinson can help you experience the closest thing to actual cannibalism. The chef did his research without actually chomping on a human. He got one idea from a New York Times experiment in the 1920s. William Seabrook, who was a journalist for the Times, convinced the doctor to cut a chunk of flesh from his male body so he could try it. Seabrook described the human meat as somewhat similar to veal. And Issei Sagawa, a real cannibal from the 80s, described the taste as raw tuna fish sushi. So the British chef mixed veal, chicken liver, bone marrow, and pork, and ta-da! Faux cannibal burger. The new menu item is part of a promotional campaign for the upcoming season of the hit TV show The Walking Dead, in which the main characters could be, spoiler alert, stuck in a cannibalistic camp. Starting next Tuesday, Chef Thomlinson will offer the burger to adventurous diners for free at his mysterious pop-up restaurant Terminus Tavern in East London.
Police search for Five Guys hamburglar in Washington, D.C. Police are on the lookout for this guy. No, we mean this guy. An unidentified male and aspiring burger chef who broke into this Five Guys restaurant in the Columbia Heights neighborhood of Washington, D.C. Watch the video. First, you see our hungry hamburglar rummaging around the soft drinks. The incident is believed to have taken place sometime after 3 a.m. on March 18th. Now you'll see our burglar fire up the grill. Watch closely. That looks like 2 hamburger patties with cheese. A double cheeseburger. Is that some sort of secret menu? Police say the suspect snuck in after a delivery person left, and they're offering a reward of up to $1,000 for a tip that leads to his arrest.
A woman who bit off more than she could chew at a UK burger joint left nursing a dislocated jaw. Nicola Peate made an attempt to chow down on a Liverpool burger joint's quite literally jaw-dropping 3-patty burger. But the 25-year-old's jaw locked midway through the struggle. She initially laughed off the pain, but realized the extent of the injury when she arrived at work the next day. Pete luckily found a doctor who was able to fix the problem with a quick maneuver. The soon-to-be-wed social media manager has promised to stick to less adventurous fare in the future.
Checkers responds to video of employee wiping floor with bun. Earlier this week, a video entitled Nasty Ass Checkers went viral on YouTube after it shows, this. Well, it's fair to say probably think twice about ordering any kind of fast food again, yeah? Checkers responded on YouTube. A senior VP at the company said she was appalled and disappointed by the video, and that the sandwich was never actually served to a customer.
showing an employee mishandling our food. I, like you, am appalled and disappointed by what I saw in that video. This morning, we spoke to the employee in the video and her mother, and the employee is very sorry and embarrassed about what happened. She confirmed that she and her co-workers were playing around in the kitchen, and the product was never served to a guest.
Twitter user @LovinInParis said she was appalled the employee would practically mop the floor with the inside of a sandwich bun, while Andy Mong says they should make her eat a burger like that. Oh, man. How many times have you wondered if there's something iffy in your burger?
Hey Golden Corral customers, there's a free buffet by the dumpster. Brandon Huber, who says he's a cook at the Golden Corral in Port Orange, Florida, was disturbed by the restaurant's practice of hiding food by the dumpster when the health inspector visited. So, he recorded this video.
Brandon Huber. I'm an employee at the Golden Corral right here in Port Orange, Florida, 907 Taylor Branch Road. Right now we're currently undergoing an inspection. Right now I'm walking around the building. I just left the front door. I'm walking up to the dumpster. Apparently, what my company likes to do to get ready for inspections is put their food by the dumpsters. So, I'm outside. Here's the dumpster area. I'm walking into it right now. And this is what my company likes to do with their food for inspection. This hamburger meat. Look at all these flies. It's disgusting. All this food. All these baby back ribs. To me, this is disgusting. This is what my company likes to do to get ready for inspection. They like to put their food by the dumpster. I'm an employee here, been working here for a long time, and I don't feel that this is right. I mean, look at it. What do you think? No? Daylight. Out here. Dumpster. You get a little closer. Let me show you just how disgusting this is. You know, all you can eat ribs by the dumpster. All you can eat ribs.
The video was posted by YouTuber Ben Jamin on July 1st. Jamin says Brandon complained to management and then the county health department, but got nowhere. The same day, Jamin created an eBay auction for the food stored by the dumpster. He says he was contacted by police for blackmailing the restaurant's owner. On July 7th, Jamin posted a second video featuring Brandon.
So, I just showed you a little something that my management just brought upon me. I cook this food every day, and now I see what is involved into it. And to me, as an employee here, I would not eat this stuff. If this is what the Golden Corral in Port Orange does, I don't want to think what every other Golden Corral around the world does. So, I really don't know what to say. I mean, I'm telling you this now. I'm scared of my employment. I don't know who to tell. I mean, but I don't want to cook this food. I don't feel safe with it. Now, my management is going to wheel it back into the coolers after the inspection like nothing ever happened. Now, I'm trying to let you know the real story. So, you tell me as a customer, as anybody that has anything to do with Golden Corral, would you eat this food here? Me as an employee, I'm telling you that I'm not. I wouldn't. I'm definitely not.
A Wendy's employee was arrested after an Atlanta, Georgia customer found a half-smoked joint in her cheeseburger. Amy Cyber was smoking a marijuana cigarette while at work early last month when it somehow fell into the burger. Too bad for the unsuspecting customer who picked up a single cheeseburger combo from the burger joint, but instead got a joint burger. The woman hurried back to the restaurant, reported the incident to the manager, and called the police. We imagine Cyber probably freaked out a little bit when she realized just what she had done.
A dieting dachshund loses 44 pounds after cutting burgers from his diet. Dennis the dachshund was fed White Castle hamburgers and pizzas until he reached roughly the weight of 4 or 5 dachshunds. In fact, his owner didn't care too much about what Dennis ended up putting in his mouth. A relative of his original owner eventually adopted Dennis, whose tiny legs were barely able to hold up his 56-pound body when she met him. A vet said that Dennis was so obese he would not have survived another month under this old gluttonous lifestyle. His new owner, a 27-year-old nursing student, placed Dennis under a strict exercise regime. And he started a new diet of dry dog food only. Now, after losing an impressive 44 pounds, the dachshund is at a healthy weight of 12 pounds. And Dennis now lives a much livelier lifestyle of squirrel chasing and other normal dog activities.
Teacher loses 60 pounds eating McDonald's. How did John Cisna go from a 280-pound chubster to a firm and fit 219 pounds in only 6 months? You might not believe it, but this is how. By eating Mickey D's all day, every day for half a year. The high school science teacher from Iowa originally did it as part of an experiment for his class and lost 37 pounds after only 90 days. He was so stoked he decided to continue for another 3 months. He's written a book about it, and McDonald's is now sponsoring his appearances around the country as a spokesperson for the chain. He stresses you can eat any food you want to, but it's calories in and calories out. Enjoy the food like they were meant to be, meaning exercise should be a part of the equation as well. By the way, what the heck ever happened to Jared the Subway diet guy anyway?
A California woman got more than she bargained for when she visited a local Burger King. Yolanda Orozco received her order of burgers from the drive-thru. When she bit into her burger, she checked for onions, but all she found was a razor blade. Police officer Mark McNeely went to the Burger King to investigate and discovered that staff keep razors sporadically laying around in the kitchen. A razor must have fallen into Ms. Orozco's burger accidentally. The employee said the razors are used for scraping debris left in the kitchen. No new razors have been found at the location, but several customers have reported being served Burger King food.
The world's first test tube hamburger was served today in London by Maastricht University professor Mark Post. To make the burger, Post's team took stem cells from a cow's biopsy and incubated them in a nutrient-rich broth where they multiplied. Then the cells were attached to anchor points in a petri dish where they self-organized into pieces of muscle. Cell growth was stimulated by means of electric shocks. The resulting muscle was then minced and combined with lab-grown animal fat. Salt, egg powder and breadcrumbs were added to turn the meat into a burger. Beetroot juice and saffron were used to make it the color of beef. The burger is the result of a project aimed at demonstrating that growing meat in laboratories is a potential means of reducing the environmental impact of mankind's increasing consumption of meat. The assembly of the hamburger begins with stem cells harvested from the necks of cows, obtained from slaughterhouses. The cells are then put in a container, along with a growth medium, and allowed to grow and divide, repeatedly doubling over a period of around 3 weeks. Next, they're placed in a plastic dish along with a dab of gel and starved of nutrients, forcing them to differentiate and merge into primitive muscle fibers and, in turn, tiny strips of tissue. A few thousand of these strips are packed together, along with a few strips of lab-grown fat, to create a 5-ounce hamburger. Dr. Post plans to cook and serve the burgers at an event in London in a few weeks' time.